Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Moreno from the Excellence Realty Tech Support Department. In today's class, we are going to discuss our design platform called Excellence Marketing. And thank you so much for joining us today. Before we start, let me go ahead and let everybody into the meeting. Also, in the chat box here in Zoom, please also let me know if you can hear me and see my screen as well. For any questions as we discuss excellence marketing, please feel free to let me know by typing your questions here in the chat box here in Zoom. And Jacqueline Valdez from the Tech Support Department will be able to assist you with your questions. So Jacqueline is in training right now, but if you have any questions at all as we discuss the platform, please go ahead and feel free to send your questions through chat here in Zoom. All right, and I would also like to disclose to everyone that I'm not a real estate agent. And the purpose of this class is to know how to navigate and use the system and provide some tips as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in this webinar, we're going to talk about Excellence Marketing, which is our design platform that is available to all of our agents so that you can create several designs for your real estate marketing materials like flyers, postcards, business cards, and so much more. All right, so to be able to go to Excellence Marketing on the browser, just go ahead and type in excellencemarketing.com, like here on my browser. So this is going to be the web, or this is the web or the desktop version of the software. And you can also find the link to this system, Excellence Marketing, when you're here in Excellence Hub. So let's go to excellencehub.com. And so when you're on the timeline page, the link to go to Excellence Marketing would be right here on the right-hand side. So just go ahead and click on that link. Or if you're here in Realty Back Office on the dashboard, just go ahead and scroll down to the very bottom. Just go to Favorite Links and Vendors, and the link is right here as well. You can also use Excellence Marketing on your phone using the app. And if you have not downloaded the app, please go ahead and do so. You can search for Excellence Marketing in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store to download the app, so you can use the software on your phone on the go as well. So for the app version of Excellence Marketing, the designs that you will be able to create using the app are social media posts, Instagram and Facebook stories, email signatures, Facebook banners, and email newsletter campaigns. For marketing materials that you would need to print out, you can go ahead and please use the web or the desktop version of Excellence Marketing on your computer. All right, so now we're going to log into my account. Let's go ahead and log in. So as you log into Excellence Marketing, you'll be able to see the dashboard. And on here, let's go ahead and discuss each section on the dashboard. Let's go ahead and start from the top. We're going to click on the name. So when you click on your name, it's going to give you a menu here, a little menu. And let's go to account information. And here under profile, this is where you could add all of your information, your title, first name, last name, email address, license number, all of your information, your details, phone number, down to your photo here, and then click save. So that when you are creating a design, all that information will auto-populate for you on the design, so you don't have to add it to each design or template that you will be using. And here under settings, you can go here to settings if you would like to change your password. All right, so here we also have partners. So here in partners, when you click on add new partner, then you'll be able to add your partner's information if you're working with one. So just go ahead and put in all of the information here so that all of that information will also auto-populate on the design. So this feature will apply to flyers that have two sections on the flyer for two agents. So let me go and show you that type of flyer. So let's go here to create new design. And we're going to go to flyers. And that feature is going to apply to flyers that have two sections for two agents like this one and these ones down here. All right, so we also have my print orders. So here in my print orders, this is where you'll be able to see your orders and the status of your order. If you have used the printing services of Xcellence Marketing, if you are going to print through the platform. And if you have any printing questions or concerns, please feel free to send them an email using this email address here. All right, lastly, we have printing prices. And of course, here you have the logout button as well, but let's go and go to printing prices. And here it's going to give you a PDF list of what their pricing is for business cards, brochures, letterheads, door hangers, for sale signs, etc. So here you can see what the pricing is according to the type of paper that you like to use, if it's gloss or matte, or if it has UV coating, etc. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard. All right, so on the dashboard, you'll also be able to see all of the designs that you have created and saved. It's going to be right here. You can also search for your designs using the name of the design. For the name of the design, you can hover over it and you can see the name of it. And it's also going to show you the date and the timestamp that it was last modified. Like this one that says Melinda's design, last August 17. And you can also click on actions or the three dots, and that's going to give you this little menu here to be able to rename the name of the design, to duplicate it, or move to a folder. So let's go ahead and try to move this design to the templates folder that we have. So let's go ahead and move that to templates. All right, let me click on it. All right, so now it's here in this folder. If you want to bring it back to the dashboard, just go and click the three dots and move the folder and choose dashboard. But here inside of the folder, you can also edit the name of the folder. You can copy the user or delete the folder. Let's bring it back to the dashboard and let's go back. All right, so on the three dots here, you can also edit the design. You can see the download options that we have. So when you click here, you'll be able to see the file formats that we have. So we have a JPEG, PNG, PDF, commercial print PDF, and PDF proof. So for social media designs, we suggest that you use either JPEG or PNG for social media designs. And the difference between those two file types is that JPEG tends to lose the image quality over time, while PNG has no loss in quality, even after many uploads or downloads. We also have commercial print PDF here, which is the suggested file type to use when downloading the design and you want to take that design to a vendor of your choice to print it out. So let's say, for example, a business card. So for that, go ahead and choose commercial print PDF because this one has the crop marks and the bleeds so that the vendor knows where to chop up the design. All right, so those are the download options. You can also send in an email, share as website link, export email template going to your MailChimp account or Constant Contact account, or delete the design. All right, so here on the dashboard, you can also organize your designs by the latest or oldest designs. You can, of course, also create folders to organize your designs. So as you can see, I have a few folders here. And in each of the folder, you'll also be able to see how many designs are there in each of the folders. And you can also maybe name the folder by the property address, or some people organize by the design type. Let's say, for example, are you going to name it social media designs, etc. And here at the bottom, we have video tutorials. That's also going to help you use the platform. And now when you're ready to start, just go ahead and click create a new design. And that's going to take you to this page where you'll be able to see all of these design categories. And in each design type, you'll be able to see all of the beautiful available templates that you can use. So let's say, for example, you were doing a social media post. Then it's going to give you these beautiful templates here that you can use. You can also view them by those that are related to recruiting or holidays and events, listing related, or personal branding. Any questions that you have, feel free to send your questions through the chat here in Zoom. And Jacqueline Valdez from the Xcellence Realty Tech Support Department will be able to answer your questions for you. All right, so now that we have discussed all of the sections on the dashboard, we're now ready to create a design. So let's go ahead and create a design. And as we go along, I will also show you how all of the different shapes, images, colors, and different design elements are combined together to create a beautiful design using the editing tools provided in this platform. So for today's class, we're going to edit an email signature template, and then we're going to create 3 designs from scratch. We're going to be doing a Labor Day social media post since Labor Day is coming up. We're also going to do a broker's open design and a new listing design. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the email signature. So we're going to go here to email signatures, and we're going to use this template here. So just go ahead and click on that, click create design, and it's going to, of course, open up. And once it does, then you'll be able to see that you have the tools that you need to be able to change or edit the template. All right, let me just make this a little small. All right, so as you can see, since I added all of my information in my profile, the system auto-populated all of my information for me. So I have the name there, the title, phone number, email address, website, everything's here. So all I need to do now is edit this template. But before we do that, let's first go ahead and discuss each of the tools on this page. So let's start here on the top left. So here we have the save button, the close button. This is where you could change the name of the design. We have our undo and redo options. We have our download options here. You can see the file type. You could share the design to social media. It says here, though, that Facebook and Instagram has turned off the ability to post directly to those platforms. So what you can do is you can just download the design and then upload it yourself to either Facebook or Instagram. You can also share as website. You can copy to another user or as an email template going to your MailChimp account or Constant Contact account. We have the bell icon here for anything new in this platform. If you click on your name, you also have the same options. You can use dark mode, or if you want to use light mode. Down here, you can see the number of pages for the templates. In this case, we only have 1 page. You can duplicate that by clicking copy. You can add a blank page. You can rotate it. So here in display, you could view the template vertically or horizontally. We have the zoom options here. Background is where you could change the background color of the design. And then layers, this is very important. You want to go to layers to be able to unlock everything that's locked. So let's go ahead and unlock the things that are locked here in this template. so we could edit the design. All right, perfect. All right, so we have available shapes here that we could use for your design. You could add text here. You can bold it, bold the text, make it italic, or make it underlined. And then of course here in images, you can upload an image. You can search for millions of copyright free photos in the search field here. Just go ahead and type in a keyword, any keyword that you have, let's say house or any keyword. And feel free to use those copyright free photos. So this is where you'll be able to see the images or the photos that you have uploaded. We have our equal housing realtor MLS logos here. Xcellence Realty logos. We have social media icons here in case you want to use these icons. We have the logos for Xcellence Title as well as logos for Xcellence Mortgage. And then more shapes options here. And here at the top, more options to be able to edit the design. So we have our color panel here. You can change the color of the design element. You can adjust the transparency also. You can go here to transform to be able to unlock the scaling. So let's say this one here is selected. So if that is selected and we go to transform and unlock it, then now we are able to manipulate the size of this design element or anything that's selected on the design. You can rotate it as well if you like. You have our duplicate option here. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. You have your alignment options here. So we have our enhance options if you want to adjust brightness, contrast, or any of these options. We have filter options as well if you want that to be inverted or have grayscale, sepia, etc. Drop shadow. So let's say we select this name here. All right, so that's what's going to do. We have formatting options. If you want to have line spacing or letter spacing, you want to space out the letters between the word or the name. If you want to rotate it, we have gradient options here to give it color. And then more options here. This is where you could change the alignment. This is if you want bulleted items or numbered list, and more options here. You can lock the design element selected so that it doesn't move while you're editing the design. You have your hyperlink option or delete option. All right, so let's go ahead and discuss these 4 arrows. But first, we're going to go to images and we're going to get a shape. Let's go ahead and get 3 circles. Let's go ahead and make this smaller. And then we're going to right click on this circle, right click and duplicate it. And let's go ahead and add 1 more circle. And then we're going to change the color for the 3 circles. So this one, I'm going to change it to a red. And this one, we're going to change it to a green. And this one, yellow. All right, so what these 4 arrows do is that, let's say, for example, this red circle, if you want this to go all the way to the front, then go ahead and select bring to front. And it's going to be, it's going to move to the front of all of the layers of all of the design elements. And then if you want to bring it all the way back behind all of the design elements, then go ahead and bring to back. So it went all the way to the back behind all of the design elements on the design. But if you want to just move the design element 1 layer at a time, then go ahead and either choose send backward or bring forward. So let's go ahead and do that. But first, let's bring the red all the way to the front. All right, so we're going to make this red just behind the yellow. So to do that, just go ahead and send it backward. So it's moving it 1 layer at a time. Same with if you're bringing it forward. All right, so this that's what these 4 arrows do. So let's go ahead and delete the circles. All right, so those are our options here when you have opened the template. All right, so now that we know what each tool does, let's go ahead and edit this template so we could use it as our email signature in our Gmail account. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to select this one here at the bottom. We don't need that. We're going to delete that using delete on the keyboard. And then we're going to select the title and we're going to move it upwards a little bit closer to the name. So I'm going to use my arrow keys on the keyboard to move it upwards. Maybe just that much. All right, so I think that looks good. We're going to save that change. And now we're going to move this towards the left. So let's go ahead and drag it here to the left. All right, 1 second. All right, so we're going to drag it all the way here. And then we're going to space it out. So we're going to go to format and we're going to have little line spacing here. We're going to space it out, maybe that much. And then we're going to move the number near the letter O. So I'm going to use the arrow keys on the keyboard to bring it upwards and to the left. All right, maybe that much. And I'm going to do the same thing with a mobile number here. So I'm just using the arrow keys on the keyboard. Just one more to the left. All right, so I think that's good. Let's go ahead and save that. And then we're also going to move the email address and the website. So let's do the same thing. We're going to use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Let's move it towards the left, as well as the website. All right, so I think that's perfect. So let's go ahead and save that. And now we're going to change the photo. So let's go ahead and double click on this photo. And I have the photo that I want to use here in my uploads. So I'm going to go there to my uploads. And I'm going to search for the photo that I want to use. So it's going to be one of the photos here. All right, so this is the photo that I want to use. All right, so once it puts it there, it puts the picture there, you can also move it using the mouse or maybe the arrow keys on the keyboard. So I'm going to use the arrow keys on the keyboard for now. So select that and use the arrow keys. I'm going to move it to the right and also downwards so we don't have that white area there. All right, let's see. All right, so I think that's good. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and check if there's any mistakes. Make sure everything's aligned so it looks good. Let me maybe move this towards the left. Maybe you one more. All right, so I think that's perfect. Let me see this logo. You can follow the violet lines for alignment so it looks nice. All right, so I think this email signature is perfect. So let's go ahead and save that again, and we're going to download it. And we're going to add it to our Gmail account. So let's go to download PNG. Let's go ahead and click download. Let me X this out. And now we're going to go to Gmail. And we're going to click on the gear icon here. Let's go to see all settings. And let's scroll down to signatures. All right, here. And then we're going to click on create new. And let's just say that it's a test. All right, and then here, let's maybe say best regards for the, I think that's the salutation. And then comma, space, maybe 3 times. And then click right here for the image. And then we're going to get it from the computer. We're going to go to downloads and double click on the email signature that we downloaded. All right, and just go ahead and select the image and make sure that it's the original size. And then right here, let's go ahead and choose test. And then let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and let's save that. All right, perfect. And now let's go ahead and compose an email. And let's go ahead and switch this to the other one. All right, perfect. So let's go and make this bigger. All right, perfect. So we've added the email signature in our Gmail account. All right, perfect. Let's go back to Xcellence Marketing. Let's go back to the dashboard. All right, so now we are going to create a design from scratch so you could better know how to use the platform using all of our designing tools. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, let me open up this templates folder that I have. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this new listing design. So I'm going to have it open in this tab, and then we're going to work on duplicating this design in this other tab that I have. But first, let me use light mode. All right. And let's go ahead and go to this other tab. And this is where we're going to work on duplicating that design. So we're going to click on create new design. And let's say, for example, or we're going to use a template from social media posts. And we're just going to get any of the templates. So let's say we're going to use this one. Just go ahead and open it up. And then we're going to add a blank page. All right, perfect. And then just go ahead and select this one. Now let's go ahead and delete this. And we're going to create a design from scratch. All right, perfect. So we now have this blank box here. Before we start, any questions you might have, feel free to send them over through chat. And Jacqueline Velez from the Xcellence Realty Tech Support Department will be able to help you with any of your questions. But let's get started with this design. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this design. So the first thing to do to achieve this is to get go to background. And we're going to get the a black background. So just choose black. And then we're going to adjust the shade of the black. I want it a little lighter, that shade. And then we're going to get the blue box just behind the photo. So to get that blue box, we're going to go to images. We're going to go to new standard shapes. And then we're going to use this square. And then we're going to select it and go to transform so that we could unlock the scaling right here. So we could adjust and manipulate the size of this box. So we're going to have it here on the left-hand side. And we're going to maybe give that much spacing here at the top. We're going to stretch it out to this part. So we have the logo here. This is for the name of the agent and the number for the agent. But first, let's go ahead and change the color of the square to Xcellence Realty's color, which is blue. And I have the hex code for that blue, which is right here. Let me copy that. For Xcellence Realty's logos and branding, you'll be able to see the brand guide here in Xcellence. I make that Realty back office. Just scroll down to favorite links and vendors. And the brand guide is here, plus the logo. All right, so let's go back to Xcellence Marketing. Now we're going to select the box and we're going to go to the color wheel here. We're going to delete this hex code. So Control A and delete that and paste the hex code. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save it. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the image of the house. So I have that here in images. I have that here in my uploads. So let me search for that photo. All right, so it's going to be this photo here. Let me look for it. All right, it's going to be this one. So let me select that. All right, so let me go ahead and select this photo here. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stretch it out. But let's first go to transform and unlock the scaling. And then now we could stretch it out to this part. We're going to leave that much blue at the top. And then this end right here, stretch it out here at the bottom, that much. All right, so that's perfect. All right, let's go ahead and, all right, so that's perfect. Let's go ahead and save that. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get that blue rectangle just behind the property address, the text. And we're gonna use the same box. So let's go to images, new standard shapes. We're gonna use the same square and we're just gonna change this box to be a rectangle. So to do that, just go to transform and we're gonna unlock this and make it very thin like a rectangle and put it all the way to the left and adjust this part to that size. All right, perfect. And then we're gonna use the same color of the blue. Let's go ahead and get the hex code here in my notepad. Select that rectangle. Go to the color panel. Delete this hex code and paste the blue hex code. All right, perfect. And now we're gonna adjust the transparency of the blue rectangle. We're gonna make it maybe an 83%. All right, so let's make it an 83. You can also type in the number. Just put your cursor and type in the number 3 so that it's 83%. All right, so that looks good. Let's save that. And now we're going to go to text and we're going to type in that property address there. And I have it saved in my notepad. So let me just copy that here. And then we're going to go to text. Right click here to paste the text. Then go ahead and click add text. And then right here, just go ahead and stretch it out going to the right to put it in just one line like that. And then drag it all the way here. Follow the violet lines for alignment. And we're going to change the font style to Proxima. And the size, we're going to make it a 9.5. So let me type in 9.5. All right. And then let's go ahead and select that. Make sure it's in the middle. And then let's go ahead and stretch out the spacing between the letters. So to do that, just go to format. Let's give it letter spacing. All right, not too much. All right, so I think that's good. And let's go ahead and change it to white. And let's maybe bold it out. All right, so I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and save that. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add new listing here at the top. So let's go to text. We're going to use all capital letters on the keyboard. So let me press caps lock. Let me type in new listing. Let's go ahead and add this. Drag it all the way to the top here. And the font style that I want to use for this new listing will be this font style. So let me choose Cinzel. And then we're going to make it a white. And the size, let's say it's a 16. And let's go ahead and move it towards here so that we could space it out. Let's go to format. Let's have a little line spacing and letter spacing. All right, so just go ahead and follow that violet line so that it's aligned with the property address here. All right, I think that looks good. So let's maybe put it, make it a 17. All right, so I think that looks good. Let's save that. And now we're gonna put the logo here. So let's go to images and go to Xcellence Realty logos. We're gonna select this logo here and then just go ahead and rotate that logo like that and drag it to this part. And let's make that a white. And then let's go to transform to unlock the scaling so we could stretch it out till this part here. All right, so I think that looks good. Let's save it. All right, so let's see what else we need to add. We need to add the phone number and the name of the agent. So let's go to text. Let's type in the phone number. Let's say 786-697-0778. Let's add that phone number. Drag it all the way here. Follow the violet lines. Stretch out this part. We're going to use right alignment. Let's make it a white. For the font style, I want to use this font style here, this one. And then the size, let's make it a 16. And then let's stretch it out. Let's do letter spacing, maybe that much. Let's see what it will look like if you bold this out. All right, so I think that's good if it's bolded. And let's go ahead and add the name of the agent. Let's say Sarah Perkins. Let's go to text. All right, and then stretch it out so that it's in one line like this. Drag it all the way here. Follow the violet lines for alignment. And then we're going to use the same alignment, right alignment. We're going to also make it a white. For the font style, I want to use this other font style, Bentham. And then the size, we're going to say 13.5. And we're also going to space that out. So let's go to format, letter spacing, maybe just that much. All right, so let's see if we're missing anything. All right, so we just duplicated this design. And let's go ahead and save the changes. All right, perfect. So this is our new listing social media design. And we're now ready to post that on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or maybe an Xcellence Hub. And the downloaded version of this post, it's gonna look like this. So let me go ahead and show you the downloaded version of that design. Let me make this bigger. All right, so it's gonna look something like this. All right, perfect. Let's go back to Xcellence Marketing. And we're gonna design another one. We're gonna duplicate another design. So the other one that we're gonna duplicate is the Brokers Open design that we have, which is this design right here. So let me have it open in this tab, and we're gonna work on duplicating this design in this other tab. Any questions that you might have, feel free to send them over through chat here in Zoom. All right, so let's go ahead and duplicate this design. Let's go to this other tab that we have. Let me make this bigger. All right, so we're gonna go to create new design. We're gonna go to social media posts. Let's get this template here, but we're gonna delete that design and do something from scratch. So we're gonna click add page, select this top page and delete it. All right, so let's work on that design. So the first thing to do to achieve this design is we're going to have that white background. So let's go to background, choose white. And this the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get that blue rectangle. So we're going to use the same shape of that square. So let's go to new standard shapes, choose that same square. We're going to manipulate the size to be that size of a big rectangle. Go to transform, unlock this scaling, and drag it all the way to the left. And this end right here, drag it all the way here. All right, maybe that much. And then let's change the color to Xcellence Realty's blue. So let's go to my notepad and get that hex code. Select that shape, go to the color panel, delete this hex code here, and paste the new one. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save that. And now we're going to get those two photos. And I have those in my uploads. So let me go to my uploads. We're going to get that photo of a living room, I think. Let's see. All right, it's going to be this photo. So let me select that. And then let me go ahead and drag it to the left part. And let me also click on transform to unlock it so I could make it smaller. And let's go ahead and get the other photo. Let's go to my uploads. The other photo is going to be down here. All right, it's this one here. So let's select that photo, drag it to this part. Let's move this upwards. So it has that same amount of blue at the top and at the bottom. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save the changes. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get that white rectangle just behind the text. So it's going to be the same shape that we're going to use. Let's go to new standard shapes, get that box, unlock the scaling. Let's make it a rectangle, maybe this much. Drag it all the way to the left. Make it thinner, maybe that much. Adjust this part as well. And then we're going to make it a white. So let's go to the color wheel, make that a white. And we're going to adjust the transparency. Let's put it on maybe 80%. Let me put the 0 there, 80%. And then just go ahead and right click on that design element. And we're going to duplicate that. And the duplicated one, let's drag it all the way down. And then this one, let me make it thinner. All right, so let's go ahead and save it. And now we're going to put the text in front of the rectangle. So we're going to go to text. Let's go ahead and let me see. All right, so it's in 2 lines. So we're going to put it in 2 lines. Let me go to my notepad and put it in 2 lines. Let's go to text here, paste that property address. Stretch it out so it's in 2 lines and drag it all the way here. The font style, we're going to use Proxima. And we're going to say it's 8. We're going to bold that. We're going to change the color to a gray. We're going to space it out. Space out the lines, the 2 lines. And then we're going to have letter spacing as well. So stretch it out that much. And we're going to leave this much space because we're going to put that border on all the four sides. All right, so let's go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and put the date and the time for the brokers open. All right, August the 21st from 1 to 2:30 p.m. So let's put 8/21 at 1 to 2:30 p.m. Let's make sure that it's just in one line like this. Let's drag it here. Follow the violet lines for alignment. We're going to use the same font, Proxima. And we're going to say that this is a 10. And we're also going to bold that text there. And let's use the same color. All right, so now let's go ahead and space it out as well. So space it out. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save it. And now the next thing that we're going to add to this design is that border. So we're going to get that border. We're going to go to images, new standard shapes. And then let's look for that border, which is this one down here, this one. And then for us to be able to adjust it to our preferred size, we're going to go to transform and unlock the scaling and just drag this part all the way to that part. And then this part, just drag it all the way here. And we're going to leave that much space for the logo. All right, let's go ahead and save it. And now we're going to get that logo of Xcellence Realty. Let's go to images, Xcellence Realty logos. We're going to use the same one, and let's go ahead and tilt that, rotate that this way, and just drag it all the way to this part. Let's also stretch it out a little bit. So let's go to transform, unlock it, stretch this one out, this circle in the middle. And let's go ahead and save that. All right, so now we're going to add the text, brokers open, and the agent's information. So we're going to go to text. We're going to use all capital letters. Oh, brokers open, space, open. Let's drag it all the way to this part. We're going to use the same font style, which is Proxima. We're going to make that an 11. So let me just type it in, 11. And then we're going to bold that text. Let me adjust the spacing. And then let's space it out a little bit. And let's go ahead and use center alignment. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and save it. And now we're going to add the phone number of the agent here at the bottom. So let's go to text. Let's type in the phone number, 786-697-0778. Let's add that number and drag it all the way down here. So for the phone number, I want to use a different one. Let me use Worksans. And let me make it a 10. And let me also bold it out. Let's see here. All right, so it's bolded. So let me also bold it. And we're going to use the same alignment, center align. Let's space it out. Have letter spacing here. And follow the violet lines for alignment. All right, and let's go ahead and add the name of the agent. Let's say Kayla Dawson. We're going to drag it all the way here. And the font style, I'm going to use the same one as the number, Work Sans. So let's type in Work Sans. And it's going to be the same size, it's going to be a 10. Let's put it in center align, space it out, the line spacing, adjust the line spacing a little bit, as well as the letter spacing. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's make sure we're not missing any other design elements here. I think we've copied everything, so that's good. And now we're ready to download that. And the downloaded version of this Brokers Open design is going to be here. So let me go ahead and show you. Let me make it bigger. All right, perfect. So this is the downloaded version for our Brokers Open design. Let's go back to Xcellence Marketing. All right, now we're going to do a design. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the Labor Day social media post. So let's go back to the dashboard. We're going to click on Create New Design. Again, guys, any questions that you might have, feel free to send over the any questions you might have through chat here in Zoom. All right, so let's go here to social media posts. We're going to use the same template, create design. And we are also going to delete that template here, this design. But first, we're going to add a blank page. So let's add a blank page and delete this template here. So hover over the page and delete. All right, perfect. So now let's go ahead and start working on that Labor Day social media post. So the first thing to do is we're going to have a white background. So let's go to background and choose white. And now we're going to put 2 triangles. So let's go to images. We're going to go to new standard shapes. And we're going to use the same square. And let's go ahead and unlock the scaling so that we could make it a triangle. So first we're going to tilt this to this part, to that way there. And then let's go ahead and stretch it out all the way to the right. And then this end, let's go ahead and stretch it out to this part. Same as this end. So let's go ahead and stretch it out to this part. And then just go ahead and right click on this shape and then duplicate it. And then the duplicated one, just stretch it out to this other part. And then we're going to leave that much white in the middle. Let's save it. And now we're going to change the color of this triangle to a blue. And I have the hex code for that blue right here. Let me copy it. Select the triangle. Go to the color wheel. Put in the hex code here. And then this one we're going to change to a red. And I have the hex code of that red here. So let me double click. Select this triangle. Go to the color panel. Delete this hex code. And paste it there. All right, perfect. So let me go ahead and save it. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to fill this whole square with stars. So let's go ahead and get the stars from images, new standard shapes. And we're going to look for the 2 types of stars that we're going to be using. All right, so we're going to use this star and this star. So let's first select this one. It's going to put it in the middle. Just go ahead and adjust the size. We're going to make it this big and drag it all the way there. And then let's use this other star. Make it small, just like this one. Oops. All right, so I think that looks good. And then we are going to change the color. So go ahead and select the star and go to the color wheel. Let's make it a white, as well as this other star. Let's go ahead and save that. And now we're going to fill the whole box with the stars. So let's go ahead and select this star, right click, duplicate. So that's one way of duplicating a design element. Another way is just by selecting it and then pressing Control C on the keyboard and then Control V to paste it. All right, but that's not what we want to duplicate. Let's go ahead and duplicate this other one. We're going to have alternate stars. All right, so let's go ahead and fill this whole page with the stars. All right, so we're going to do a few more of the stars. A few more stars. Oops. All right, just 3 more. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and save all our stars. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put an overlay right here in this part. So let's go to images. We're going to use the same square. And we're going to tilt this box using this circle here at the top. Tilt it. And then go to transform and unlock the scaling. And drag it all the way here. All the way there and all the way here at the bottom. And then let's make it a white. But first, let's go ahead and also drag it to this part and that part. Let's go ahead and click the color panel. Let's make it a white. And we're going to change the shade of white. Let's make it lighter. Let's say maybe that much white. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and save it. And now let's go ahead and go and get the logo of Xcellence Realty. But first, we're going to put a white rectangle behind the logo. So let's go ahead and use the same one, the same box. So let's make this a rectangle. Make it a rectangle like that. Drag it here. And let's go ahead and make it a white. And let's adjust the transparency, maybe that much. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and get the logo of Xcellence Realty here in images. Xcellence Realty logos. We're going to get the same logo. And let's go ahead and drag it inside of that rectangle. It's a little thick, so let me make it thinner. And let's drag it there inside of the rectangle. Let's go ahead and click transform so we could adjust the size of the logo. Drag it inside of the rectangle. All right, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and save it. And now we're going to say Happy Labor Day in the middle. So let's go to text. We're going to use all capital letters. The font style for this, let me go ahead and use, let's see, Work Sans. Actually, let me use this one here, a light angular. And let's go ahead and make that a 21. Let's drag it so that it has a space here for when we're doing letter spacing. So let's go to Format, space it out a little bit. And then let's go ahead and type in the next word, labor. Let's use the same font style. But this one, we're going to make it very big. So we're going to make it a 42. Let's have letter spacing, maybe that much space. And then just go ahead and copy this text box and right click on it and duplicate it and drag it down here. And we're going to say day. Space it out a little more, maybe that much. And then just drag it to this part. All right, so I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and save the changes. All right, 1 second. All right, so now we're going to put the agent's name in this part here. So we're going to say, let's say, for example, the name is Jamila Keith. Let's add that text. Let's put it in just one line. Drag it to this section. We're going to use right alignment. And then we're going to follow the violet line for alignment. Actually, let me go ahead and use center alignment. Let's go ahead and space that out. Oops. Let's change the font style to Work Sans. And the size of this, let's make it a 16. All right, that's a little too much letter spacing. All right, perfect. And then we're going to add the phone number down here. So let's use the same phone number. Drag it here at the bottom. We're going to use center align. And we're going to use the same font, Work Sans. And let's go ahead and make that a 16 as well. Then we're going to bold it. All right, perfect. Let's save the changes. All right, so now all right, so it's going to do a spell check. So let's go ahead and just click continue. And then now we're going to add the photo of the agent in this section here. So let's go to images. We're going to upload the photo. We're going to go to downloads and get the photo here. All right, so for this one, I do not want this photo. I want the picture to have transparency for the background. So let me go and select this and we're going to delete it. And let me use my other tool to remove the background. We're going to have transparency for the background. So let's upload the image. We're going to get that photo. All right, so this is the transparent version for that photo. So let's go ahead and download that picture. Let me exit this out. Let's go back to Xcellence Marketing. Let's upload the photo with transparency now. All right, so now it looks better. So we're gonna make this a little small and drag it all the way here. All right, perfect. So I think this looks good. So now let's go ahead and save it. And that's our Happy Labor Day social media post. Any questions you might have, feel free to let us know. Just type them in the chat box here in Zoom. All right, but that's it for the webinar, and that's how easy it is to use Xcellence Marketing, guys. I really hope you learned a lot on how to mix and match the design elements that are available in this platform. And remember, if you would like to use other vendors for printing, feel free to go to Realty Back Office. Down here in favorite links and vendors, we have these vendor here, vendor suggested. So these two here, Vistaprint and Godprint, you can use them to print out business cards. And then we have Printing Center for your brochures and listing presentations and booklets. And these two here would be for buyer's guide and for sale signs. Now let's go ahead and do a recap of what we have discussed as well. Let me open up my PowerPoint here. All right, so I have a few pointers here for you. Remember, Xcellence Marketing has the desktop and the app version. For printable marketing materials, please use PDF print or commercial PDF print. For social media posts, please use either PNG or JPEG for the file type. Please don't forget to save your work. For your title, please use this trademark title. For all of the designs, please forward them to this email address so that the broker can take a look, review it, and approve the design. Please also use good quality, professional, and high resolution profile photos. And remember, on the web version of Xcellence Marketing, you can use folders to organize your designs. For any help or any questions about Xcellence Marketing or any of the tools that we provide, feel free to send us an email using this email address here or give us a call and dial 2 for tech support. And please remember, the brokerage firm's name must appear in all real estate advertisements. And we do have an article about this. So let me go to Xcellence Hub. We're going to go here to news. And let me go and show you that article that Yamili posted. And it's going to talk about team advertising rules. It's going to be this one here. So when you have a chance, please read this article here. All right, any other questions, or if you have any questions at all, let me give you a few seconds for any of your questions. Just type them in the chat box here in Zoom. All right, I don't see any questions. So thank you so much for your time today, guys. I really hope you learned a lot, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much.